All right, good morning. Welcome to day 4 of boot camp. My name is Monica Perry. I'm your Market Center Tech Trainer in Winston-Salem, Greensboro, and Chapel Hill. And I am so excited that you guys are here with me today. We are going to look at designs and campaigns today in Command. So remember, we started the week off with the stuff that we do for ourselves, right? Adding our contacts and all that kind of fun stuff so that we can manage our data bank, as I like to call it, to the best of our ability. And then we moved into transactional things on Tuesday, right? Yesterday, we went into our website and our mobile app. So we started going to more of the consumer-facing activities, and that's where we're continuing today. So if you remember back on Monday, we talked about the millionaire real estate agent, and we talked about being marketing based and prospecting enhanced. So far, we've focused more on prospecting, reaching out one-to-one to the sphere of influence that we have and the people that we know, and things of that nature. Today, we're going to go more to that marketing side. And the reason that the MREA says marketing based and prospecting enhanced is because marketing is scalable, right? We can reach more people with marketing in shorter amounts of time than we can with one-to-one prospecting. However, when you think about the conversion rates that you will see in there, 12-2 for the one-to-one prospecting. So that means for every 12 people that we talk to with frequency and intensity of communication, i.e. those 36 touch programs and things of that nature, we should be able to get 2 pieces of business. One for that person particular, like for the actual person we're conversating with. The second piece of business, the reason that we say 12-2 instead of 6-1, the second piece of business is more than likely going to be a referral. So we're continuing to reach out to the folks that we know, and they say, my neighbor, my coworker, right, are looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. And that's how we get connected to that 12-2 ratio. When you're looking at marketing, you're looking at more of a 50-1 ratio, which makes sense because that's why we need to reach out to so many more people on a broad basis, right? These are those outer rings of the lead generation model, the people that we haven't met, and the inner to that is the targeted group of people that we haven't met. So those are the people we're going to hit with a lot of this stuff. And, you know, designs and market and campaigns is just a big platform. So it does have some one-to-one stuff in it too, but kind of put that thinking cap on. So does anybody have any questions before we get going? Okay, we're going to start off in designs. So the first thing that we're going to do when we go into designs, right, we're going to navigate ourselves to agent.kw.com like we've been doing all week. Make sure that you bookmark that for yourself. Make sure that you're working in Google Chrome, preferably. Going to get the best results there, right? And we are going to go into our designs, which is our little paintbrush on the canvas. Don't forget, if you're like, I don't remember what these icons mean, you can always click that KW on the red background and pop those out. Move my chat over. As always, ask questions, guys. If you have a question, drop it in the chat, raise your digital hand, or feel free to unmute yourself and ask that question. This is your time. So I want to make sure that you guys know Gail was doing a great job asking questions yesterday. I think maybe Corey's at work, which I get, and Ian's the director of agent services in Chapel Hill. So he's probably got agents coming up and asking him questions. So I know he's listening. Mooney, you're joining us today. You guys make sure you ask questions. That's what I'm here for, okay? So on to designs. The very first thing that we're going to do when we get into designs, before you ever make a design, when you get here, you might not see anything, right? Because I've created 823 designs. I have them all showing, or some of them showing on my screen, but yours may be blank if you haven't created anything yet, and that's okay. The first thing you're going to do is come into the upper right corner and click Create Design, okay? I want you to select social. I'm going to give you guys a chance that are following along to catch up. So we went to designs. We came into the upper right corner and we clicked create design. We have chosen social. Everybody good? Ian, all the time. Yes, honey, I feel it. I was also the director of agent services for 2 years, so I completely understand where you're coming from. So once we get in here, you're going to see all of our KW command applet icons have dropped away, right? They're no longer on the left. That is because we are now in our designs platform powered by WeBrand. So we have lost our KW command stuff on the left. So this is a great time for me to mention to you guys that you can have multiple command windows open at one time, and I quite often do, especially if I'm working in designs, which kind of navigates me away from my normal applet access. Then I can have 2 windows open. So if I'm in here managing contacts, or I'm working on social media posts, and then I'm also need to make a design for that social media post, I can have 2 windows open so I can go back and forth between the 2, okay? Once we're in the designs platform, we need this view. Up at the top, we're going to see 4 tabs. Remember, I told you to always be looking for tabs in command across the top. I want you guys to go to the Assets tab, okay? So we're going to hit up this Assets tab. This is where you build out your brand. Coming from a company that was everything was exactly the same, right? Our signs were exactly the same. Our business cards were exactly the same. There was no individuality there, right? I love that Keller Williams allows us to build our brand underneath the umbrella of Keller Williams, okay? That does not mean that there are 0 rules, right? So I want to show you guys where to get these rules. Hopefully they're going to integrate this into command somewhere, but for right now, we don't have it, okay? But I want to make sure that you know where to get it. We're going to go to kwconnect.com. We have been talking about KW Connect this week. Once we're here in KW Connect, all this stuff is eventually going to get integrated. We're still kind of straddling the line between our new tech and our old tech. So right now it's a little bit separated, but kwconnect.com should also be bookmarked. You can see I have it right next to command. Okay. I want you guys to hover over resources. So we're at kwconnect.com and we're going to hover over resources on the black bar, and we're going to slide ourselves into the marketing button. Okay. Once we get into marketing, you're going to see logos and branding. Logos and branding. Okay. Once we click on this, there's an identity and style guide. So this is Keller Williams Identity and Style Guide. I'm actually going to just go ahead and download this for you and drop it in the chat, but you guys also know now where you can go get it. Just drop it on my desktop. So these are the guidelines that KW would like for you to follow when you're creating marketing, right? You get to build your own brand, but you got to pay homage to KW is essentially what the rule is. Hold on one sec. It's going to let me drop this PDF into the chat for you so you can download it straight to your computer. There it comes. It's going to take it a second to upload. So it's got, you know, some guidelines, like you should have your Market Center logo on there. It says DBA because that's your doing business as name. Winston-Salem, KW Elite, right? Greensboro is KW1 and Chapel Hill is KW United. So everybody has their own doing business as logo attached to the KW logo. So it's giving you some examples and some things like that, right? We can bring in our own color palettes and things like that. This is mostly for signage, business cards, that kind of stuff. I just want to make you guys aware of this. If you go to get custom signs made, maybe for a luxury listing, you might get asked by the sign maker, do you have a brand identity guide? Because it's got like the Pantone colors and all of those things that they might need. mostly if you go to a website like Build a Sign or Best Print Buy for business cards, they have all this stuff, right? So that stuff's already made KW compliant, but I just wanted to make you guys aware of where you could find this, because sometimes you might need it. Also on this page, we have the primary logo collection, which is just KW. It doesn't have KW Elite, KW1, right? So a lot of people have asked me, where can I get just the KW itself logo? And that's one of the places that you can get it. And right down here, if you're like, I don't know where you got all those cool colors of your KW Elite logo, where'd you get it? I came right here and I typed in my market center number. If you don't know what yours is, YouTube land or people on Zoom with me, Winston-Salem is 994. Greensboro is 509. Chapel Hill, 685. Okay. So when I type 994, it says KW Elite is my market center name. I can download it and get all of my logos, right? And so you're about to see all those logos come into play. So does anybody have any questions on KW Connect and where to go get your marketing stuff and logos? If I set up as Craig Realty LLC, yes, you can. You can brand yourself as Craig Realty at KW, okay? And that's very important to know when we go to Facebook later this afternoon, or later this morning, rather. When you're building your Facebook business page, you should be mentioning your market center's name in your Facebook company's name. Okay, we're going to talk about that in the second half. Great questions.
Show me how you got to the page that you're on now.
Yeah, so we went to KW Connect,
Right.
kwconnect.com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to let it reload. We hovered over resources, and then we came down to marketing.
Marketing.
Click that. And then we clicked on logos and branding.
Got that.
And then we're here.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry, I just didn't scroll far enough.
That's okay. No worries. Like, I love this one. We are 1KW. I use this on quite a few things. So there's lots of stuff on here for you guys. Great questions. Anybody else? We good? Cool. All right. So I always get this question when I move into my assets. Everybody's like, where'd you get all those? So I wanted to make sure that I showed you beforehand. Okay. So here in my assets, this is our chance to establish our business. Okay. This is my main color palette. So if you've received an email from me, you're going to see that my signature is this dark teal color, right? I use a lot of red, a lot of black, a lot of gray in all of my marketing and branding. Those are my brand colors. Okay. So you guys we're business owners, y'all. I know that it's hard to wrap your head around when you're first getting started in real estate. You have signed up to be a business owner. This is your business, and KW is giving you the opportunity to run your business the way that you want to run it, obviously within the limits of the law and any kind of compliance. But you can set up your brand colors. And once you get your brand, I sat in on Rachel Adams' social media masterclass the other day, and I just love her. If you've never heard of Rachel Adams Lee, I think that's right. Look her up on Facebook. She's awesome. She does classes on Facebook and all kinds of stuff. She even has like an 8-week course that you can enroll in. And her biggest thing that I kept hearing, because obviously I was working, but I was also listening, was brand yourself and stick with it, right? So don't be all over the map. Like, decide, this is what I want to look like. This is what I want my public presence to be. And then stick with it all the way through. Consistency in everything we do is key. You want people to automatically see it and know that it's your marketing, it's your listing, it's your Facebook post, right? So go ahead and establish those brand colors for yourself. So we can create color palettes for all different kinds of things. I've just made them, so that when I'm showing you guys in classes. But you can go back and delete them if you need to. Maybe you want to do specific branding for St. Patrick's Day, or, you love Duke basketball like this girl does. Then you can set up different stuff for different times of the year. Okay. So you can add a color palette. It gives you a blank. You click the plus. You pick the color you want. Then you go to the next one and pick that color. And then you go to the next one and so on and so forth, right? So that you can establish what you want as your color palette. Any questions on the color palette? On the note of branding, if you decide to get a designer to create you a font, or if you're smart enough to create a font, I am not, you can upload your own brand font right here into the system for use by clicking this upload button. You just have to make sure that it's in one of these 5 formats. So I do know some people have gotten fonts made for their business. Just make sure that your designer gives it to you in one of these 5 formats so that you can upload it into Command for use on all of your marketing materials. Good. Questions on that? Checking the chat. Good. Okay. Next up, images. Okay. You can create folders and all kinds of fun stuff within each one of your things. Yours are going to look a little different than mine, right? Because I do different activities than you do. And I have a folder of my headshots. I have one that's a square with KW app behind it. I have my portrait size, which is my background. And then I have one where I have no background. Depending on what design I'm making, might determine which headshot I want to use. I do always recommend that you have your headshot in different formats, portraits, squares, some with the background, some without the background, depending on what you're making, okay? You can upload them all right here in images so that as you make designs, they're always available, and we're gonna see that in the next step. I'm gonna jump back. You can see I've got different, so if you maybe listed like a really nice luxury property, and you got permission to use those images moving forward, so you can have it in some of your marketing that's generic marketing, you might want to have those in a folder here, okay? So you can add all the images you want, upload them individually, or you can create folders right here in the upper right corner. Any questions on images? Good? Okay. Text. These are things that we don't want to have to type over and over and over again, right? So my website's in here. My app code that we looked at where you can find that yesterday is in here. My office address is in here, my biography, my email address, my phone number, some of my social media links that I might want to drop into something. As I've been making designs, I've noticed some spots where all of my information is just in a block. It's just like name, phone number, email, website, all together. And it's a lot easier. So I came in here to my assets and I made just that. I made one that looked like a block, just all together. I've seen some where they're separated by the line like this. And so I've made myself one that looks like that because it makes it easier when I'm in that specific design. Okay, so you can add whatever you want here, which will save you from having to type it a lot. Any questions on the text? Good. Awesome.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Gail.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
While we're in this particular one
Mhm.
that you were saying of, if we were doing that, can you kind of back up here to say how if you started off with a blank one?
Yeah.
I kind of lost that thought process.
So if you just go, like if you're in a design and you see all of it's in a block, what you're going to do in that instance is just go ahead and type it in because you're in the middle of making a flyer, right?
Right.
In that instance, you're just going to type it in. But then you're like, okay, I don't want to have to type that again. So then I'm going to come to my assets. I'm going to go to my text on the left.
Right.
I'm going to come up here and create a new field. And maybe-
Wait, now that's where I lost you. You're gonna come up to where?
In the upper right corner.
Okay, okay, all right, okay.
See it?
Yes, I had
And then you
to
can
move
pick
my
whatever
pictures.
it is
Okay,
you're making.
so, okay,
Okay. And I could just say other and say maybe this is my listing presentation, contact block.
Gotcha.
It is, because maybe on the listing presentation, you saw that it was like this. And you'll see it when we're putting them in.
Yes. Right. Okay. I just missed that part about where going
Yeah.
to the new field. So that was the key to it. Okay.
So then you can just save it right there. Okay. All right. Good deal. Keep those questions coming.
Monica, sorry, what is the language code, just for my own curiosity?
Say it again.
Language code, what is that?
Where did you see that?
Third column from the left, and then the last two, the middle two.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess English, like I did not put that one in there. It must have come in on its own. So I guess maybe it's denoting that you speak English or Spanish. If you want to drop it in somewhere, that would just be my guess. I guess they were just in there already for stuff, which is
Thanks.
good because like I told y'all yesterday, finally in referrals, we can search by language spoken. So we're going to look at that tomorrow. It was just released yesterday.
That's awesome.
Great question, though. Great question. Okay, everybody good with text? Logos. So here they are, right? So if you have your own company logo that you've had made or that you made, you can upload that. You can see my different formats of other ones. And then since I am in 3 market centers, I know you guys are probably not, I can open up KW United. And these are all of my KW United logos. So these are all those different formats and colors that you guys are going to get when you go to connect and download that package, right? So that's what Uniteds look like. This is what KW1s look like. And this is what KW Realty Elite looks like in Winston, right? So questions on that. And you can see different colors are going to work in different, different designs that you're making. Like red and green together, unless it's Christmas, I really am not a fan. So if I was making a St. Patrick's Day post, I probably wouldn't want a red logo on top of it because it would irritate me personally.
So the packet that we're downloading from Connect, that will have, is it only going to have one or is it going to have multiple?
No, this is the package that you would get for KW United in if you go to
Okay.
Connect.
Gotcha.
So once you download from Connect, it's a zipped folder. You just have to unzip it.
Right. So I noticed, so I did that. I got the zip folder open. I went and renamed it. And I've got, hold on. So I've got black, white, CYMK, RGB. It's like 4 or 5 different ones.
Yep. And so mostly you're going to get them from CMYK and RGB. There are going to be a couple that are probably like an EPS file. Those are those super duper high resolution files that if you were getting a custom sign made, they might ask you for the EPS file.
Okay.
For them to put it on a sign. They're like super big because, you got to think when you're putting a logo on something like a flyer, it's this big. And then when you're putting it on a sign, it's like that big. So they might ask you for that one. Good.
Okay.
Cool.
So I guess if we've already created that business card for ourselves, which were kind of the colors that we wanted, which we would consider that kind of being our marketing. I mean, that's kind of what I did with my signs as well as my business cards. But I didn't pull that exact, I saved it someplace. It's saved. It's saved someplace.
I would just try to match it as close as you can, Gail, to keep.
But I should pull that into this site, right? So that it's always kind of in front
under
of me.
color and fonts, definitely. Like for example, I know Donna in my Winston-Salem office, her last name is Tickle. And so she always says, I'm going to serve you to my best of my ability or something, and tickled pink, right? Like that's her little tag. So she does a lot of stuff with pink in her branding. And then Angel uses a lot of purple in her branding. I use, that deep teal in a lot of my stuff. So, just whatever you're going to decide is yours, just stick with it, right? Try to take it across everything you do because it makes you recognizable. right?
Yes, yes.
Absolutely. Great. Okay, so elements. I don't use this a ton. I uploaded a Facebook thing. So if I want somebody to follow me on Facebook or whatever, you can upload like stickers and things like that here. Videos. If you're going to be doing email designs and you want to pop a video in there, for example, you can pull videos in from YouTube. You can see the ones that I've pulled in by clicking add video, and you can use the YouTube link. So video is the way of the world now. A lot of agents like Ken Posick are really growing their business through the use of video. So if you're going to have like an introductory video like Ken does, then you're going to have that on YouTube anyway. You're going to blast it across every platform. You can add it here, because that way, if you're sending out like a monthly email and you want to pop your video in there, you can do that. And recently we got the ability also to upload it from our computer. We didn't used to be able to do that. So if you've just recorded a video of yourself, you can also upload the video from your computer. Okay, any questions on this? I'll show you where these videos would come into play in a little bit. Good, cool. Files. I've still yet to find out where we're going to use these, but I wanted to try it out. Working with real estate agents brochure, I uploaded it here. I haven't quite seen where I would put that into a design yet, but you can upload a PDF there. So just let you guys see that. So this is by far and away the first thing that I want you to do when you get into designs, because it will make your life a whole lot easier. Do I have any questions on assets?
I have one question, going back to that video. Okay, so if I made a video on my phone, okay, well, no matter what it was about, whether it was an open house or whatever, but I wanted to save that video.
Yeah.
Or just make a personal video. Where am I? This is a crazy question, I think.
That's
Okay, so I've made the video, it's saved on my phone, for instance. Then where am I telling that video to go in order to put it here?
So you would either need to upload that video to YouTube, one.
Okay.
That's one way you could do it, right? Or you could like attach it to an email to yourself from your phone, open your email on your phone, attach that video file and email it to yourself so that you can go into your email on your computer and save it to your computer.
Okay.
Or you could even like put it in your Google Drive on your phone. And then of course, if you're like an Apple Mac computer person, I think y'all's stuff can be moved. I can move my stuff between my Samsung phone and my Samsung laptop with something called Samsung Flow. So I think it just depends on what, but anybody can email it to themselves and then download it to your computer. I do stuff like that a lot.
I kind of lost that train of thought, even though I've done some things in the past that's like got washed away. It got washed. I made a personal video to a client that I had not seen, and I've spoken to in a long time. So I sent her a little video, and it was actually, and she really appreciated that. It's just the fact that it seemed personal, that she was looking at me and talking. I was talking to her directly in just a little video. So
yep.
That's why I was trying to figure out how to get it into this. Just as a reminder, I'm not necessarily going to use the same thing, but in some cases you might,
Yeah. And I mean, like Ken's video is just like, hey, I'm Ken Posick. I sell homes here in Orlando, blah, 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 blah. And it's got some levity and fun in it. And so, that might be something that you want to put in an email that you send out to 200 people is that video. So that's why you can upload them here. Good deal. Any more questions here? Okay. So let's move back. I want to go back like to command itself, because I want you guys to see, you would set your assets up and be done unless you had to go in and add something later. So on a normal basis, what you're going to do is go to designs, and you're going to end up here. Now, if I had one that I already had used, I could access it from here. But if I've never made anything yet, I'm going to click create design in the upper right corner. And we are in fact going to start off with a social post. So I'm going to choose social and I'm going to click continue. I've already set up my assets, so I don't have to worry about that. Okay. So now on the left-hand side, we have all the different categories of the things that we can do. We have some stuff for the Keller Williams School of Real Estate. If you're not familiar with that, Keller Williams is giving us the ability to do pre-licensing at no cost to the student, right? So if you know your cousin, your mother, your son, your brother, your friend, your neighbor, whoever that wants to get into real estate, right now is a great time to do that. It's a good way for you to grow your downline with profit share. So if you're going to talk about K-score, use the pre-made designs. Do not go off script with those because you can get yourself in trouble. But I do like having those conversations. Under listings, we have coming soon, for sale, just listed, just sold, local expert, neighborhood snapshots, open house, price update, spring selling season, and under contract, right? So we have all of these different designs for the listings that we have coming soon or that just listed and all those things, right? We have them in squares. We have them in social story size. We have them in the Facebook wide format. If you're new to real estate, you don't know the pain that we used to go through. We'd have to go on Google and look up what size is a Facebook image. Then you would have to go into whatever you were using. I used to use Publisher, and you would have to create that specific size with the pixels in order to make a design in Publisher that you could put on Facebook that would fit without stuff getting cut off. It was a big old pain in the butt.
Mhm.
You don't have to do
Well,
that
so
anymore.
many of us didn't know how to do it.
Yep, they're already sized, right? So you got the social square, social wide, social story already sized out for you, okay? So we're just going to grab one. I'm going to go with, I think I went with that one last month, so I'm going to go with a different one today. I'm going to lean towards this pool. Let me tell you guys how mad I am about this weather, okay? It was beautiful. And my pool was up to 85 degrees last weekend, and I was in Concord the whole weekend for basketball. So then I get home, and then the weather's like this all week. The pool is now down to 75 degrees. And finally, it's going to get warm this weekend, but not warm enough to warm it back up for me to go swimming. So yeah, not happy. But nonetheless, here is a beautiful pool, right? So this is a very simple social design. Okay. So let's show how we can now use our assets, right? So I'm going to click on this logo. Maybe these logos have been funky lately. This system, I'm not going to lie, all design systems are a little wonky sometimes. This one is no different. I used to use Canva before we had this. But you're going to click on what you want to edit. So now you see that blue box around that logo, right? What happened on the left? It opened my logos from my assets, right? So now I can open the folder that logo is in. And this one is the red with the gray, and I think that looks good on the blue water. And this is that same one with no background, right? That's where the no background comes into play. You don't want a big white block with your logo in that instance. So now I can just come to the one that I want to use and click this little recycle button. That's our replace button. So if I click it, boom, that's now my KW Elite logo, right? So now this is coming soon, and here's the street name. If you just know the street name off the top of your head, I now have my blue box around my street name. I can come up and hit the typewriter and say this is 600 Quarterstaff Road. And I can save the changes. Uh-oh, it went to 2 lines and I don't like it. So now I can stretch it out and make it fit, right? The text has a lot of fun stuff you can do. So I've got my blue box again. I can come up here and go to spacing, and I can space out between paragraphs, lines, words, stretch it that way. I can stretch it even by letters. So if I wanted it to kind of fill up that whole gray thing, I could stretch the letters out a little bit. Like so. Okay. So you've got a lot of fun stuff you can do, bold, changing your fonts, right? Making it outlined, all the different kinds of things. You've got bullets, you've got all that kind of fun stuff up here.
What was that called now, that whole thing? Assets? Or, I mean,
The
when you,
assets is when we added our
yeah,
picture.
right. But
Yeah, assets.
when we were into this picture right here, what was, oh, you just clicked on you chose the picture, then you clicked on what you wanted to
Mhm.
change. Okay.
Clicked my logo. It
Yes.
automatically opened my logos, and then
Right.
I just hit that little button right there to replace it
Gotcha.
when I wanted.
Okay,
Good.
yes.
Perfect. Okay. So now let's say, well, you know, this is cute and all, but I want my name on here. I mean, they know it's me because I'm posting it, right? But I just like to see myself. So I want to add my picture. I'm going to come up to images. Here's my headshots, remember?
Mhm.
And I don't think a solid block would look very good on top of all this pretty stuff. So I'm going to take that one that had no background and just click it. It's going to drop me into the design. I can make it smaller because I'm not trying to like completely obstruct everything. And maybe I just want to drop it right here. Right. Then I can add all that kind of stuff in there. Now my text, maybe I want to put, you're going to get little bubbles that tell you how to do stuff. For my text, I can add specific text, like I want to add a text block or a title. I even have some banners that are kind of cool, right? So these kind of things that are laid out like that.
Mhm.
I have workspace text, and I have my assets, which we've looked at. So maybe I want to drop the one with my stuff. I just click it, it put it in. You can't see it because it's black and it's small and it's on that dark brown, but I can grab it and move it down here. And maybe I want to stretch it and I want to put it right there. And maybe I want that text to be bold. I can click my typewriter and I can also double click into the text box. Maybe I want it to be bold, but now it made it too long. So I need to stretch it out, right? So you can edit stuff, put stuff wherever you want it to be in a design. Good?
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah.
If we've had, say for instance, if we've had a professional photographer to make some pictures of the house, right?
Mhm.
So he has sent those to me. Well, what if, and if I had put them in a file someplace, I guess, but now's the time when I would need them. Like, for instance, if I was making something extra like this, maybe a nice flyer for the house.
Okay.
Where would you suggest that I had put that folder of pictures that he made
Yeah.
for me?
You're queuing me up. You're queuing me up here. Well, Gail. Do we have any more questions on this one? I'm going to show you exactly where to do that in just a sec. Any questions on making this social post? So this is the same for everything else. The cool thing about this, remember when we first came into designs, I saw my current designs that I had made recently. So if this, I got this listing today and then 2 days from now, I got another one, but this is kind of what I want my look to be. All I have to do is make a copy from that screen and change the picture in the background and the address. And it's already done. I don't have to remake it every time. I can just use the same one over and over and change the listing, just so you guys know. And I'll show you how to do that in a minute.
So would you have taken that back over to where you were at the beginning? That was your, I don't know what it was, where you had set up a bunch of things. Would you keep this that you just made?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can download this as a JPEG or a PNG, whatever you want right there.
Right. Yes.
And you can share it. This is recently added. If it will load. We just got Instagram here finally. So for those Instagram lovers, how do you add your market center logos to my assets? You just, Ian, I see that when we were in my assets, you just go to the one that says logos and then you click upload in the upper right corner.
Okay.
All
So
right.
I'm under assets, and
Mhm.
then it says you don't have any assets.
Right. So you want to click on the one that says logos on the left,
Okay, all right, logos.
and then you're going to click on the upload button in the upper right corner of the logos window.
I don't see that.
It should be up in the upper right. So once you're in logos, there's nothing there, but in the
Right.
upper right corner of the window, there should be an upload button.
So like to the right of my assets, or like the top right corner of the page?
The top right corner of the page.
I've got share, download, and done.
Hold on one second, honey. So you have to be in your assets right here. This will load right here.
Right.
This is where you're at.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you're going to click on logos. And then over here,
Oh, okay. Got you.
there's upload buttons.
Got
Good.
you. Thank you.
Oh, you're
And
welcome.
while you're in that screen that you're
Yeah.
in, that you were in. Okay, so for instance, if I had wanted, if that file that had the pictures in it that I'd had professionally
Mhm.
made, and I wanted it to brought to this point, would I
You
go
wouldn't
down
want to
and
put
create?
that in your assets, Gail, because assets are something you're going to use over and over and over again. If
Okay.
you're just
okay.
advertising a specific listing. Once it gets sold, you're not going to be using that anymore.
Right, I
So
see.
I wouldn't put
Don't worry
that here.
about
I'm gonna show you where to get it. I promise.
Okay,
Here,
okay,
just a
that's
second.
fine. Okay,
Okay.
I'm with you.
All right.
Accepted.
So we can share this out. We can download it to our computer. We can do whatever we want from here. Okay.
Oh, by sharing it. Okay, let me write that down.
No, that's not what you're asking about, though. I'm just saying.
No,
this
I know
right
it's not, but no, I know that was different from what,
Okay, yeah.
but it's
So we can
sharing
share it
what
to
I
all these different
created
spots.
on any accounts that I may want it to go on, such
Correct.
as Facebook. That might be the more one we would use than anything.
Yep.
If it was
So
a
you
new
can share
listing
it
or
right
coming
there
soon.
from here.
Right.
That's one of the
Okay.
spots. Okay. Now,
Mhm.
let's say that this is your listing. If it is
Right.
currently active in the MLS, you can come over to the left-hand side and click KWLS. Okay. What was your daughter's address, Gail? That
47.
listing?
Yeah, 4712 Weston Place.
And it's active now?
It's under contract pending.
Okay, but yeah, but it was in the MLS.
Yes,
Is it TON or IN?
TON
ON.
Place, yes.
See if it'll pop up. This is it, right?
Yes.
So watch this. Now that I looked it up, I just hit select. There's all the pictures that were in the MLS.
Oh, okay.
So now I can say, I want this picture, right? My blue box
Yes.
on this picture of the pool to be replaced with this stairwell picture. Boom.
Okay. Oh, wonderful.
Right? Or I want it.
That's
to be
also
replaced
could, I mean, like in a
with
case
that.
like this, that could be a possibility, because if you sell it very quickly, you haven't used the asset of that listing in that house. So you could place it on Facebook and, have it coming
Well,
soon,
think
but you
about
come
this,
back
though.
around and
Each
say
time-
sold.
Every
I'm sorry.
time that we list a property, we have so many opportunities to market. Coming
Mhm.
soon, just listed, under contract, just sold, right?
Yes.
That's 4. Open house, 5. Right? That's
Mhm.
5 chances to post it on social media, send it out in an email, make a door hanger, go door knocking. Hey, I just listed this house next door to you. Wouldn't you like to choose your neighbor? Hey, I just wanted to let you know, unfortunately, this house went under contract. However, I still have people looking in here. So if you know any neighbors who want to sell, please connect them with me. It's multiple touch points from one listing that we can use our marketing tools for, right? So
That's
yeah,
great.
you can
I haven't
change
done a very
that.
good job of that, so I need to back it up a little bit.
Not a lot of us do, Gail. Not a lot of. But yeah, you can change these photos out. And so that's what I'm saying. You can make a copy of this. Like the next time you listed something, I'm just
Mhm.
gonna actually go ahead and say I'm done so you guys can see what I mean. So maybe I shared this house sold, and then I listed something next week, right? And I came back into command and I put my listing in the MLS and I'm like, okay, I've got my new listing. I'm gonna come into my designs. Now that one I just recently made is gonna show up right here, right? There it is. Right there.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
can just click the 3 dots and say make a copy. There's the copy. Because I need to save that original one, right? Because we're supposed to save our marketing listings, our listing marketing, right? To be compliant with North Carolina Real Estate Commission. So I did. It's still there, my Weston listing. Okay, here it is. I made the copy, right? I'm in the copy. So now I can just go to KWLS and search for whatever other listing. Let me see if I can
Your
find
new
one.
listing, right, I got you.
I'm just trying to find a listing. Dang it. Does anybody else have a listing? No? Yes. I'm just gonna have to go borrow one. I can't remember the address of that one that we used yesterday off the top of my head. Keep in mind, guys, this is your listing. You would know what the address is. I just don't have one. You would be able to look up your own listing. I just don't have a listing to look up. Let me find something. 2842 Regency Drive. 2842 Regency. There we go. So here's my new listing, right? So I've
Mhm.
typed my new listing's already in the MLS and I'm like, cool, I just want to use the same social story, but I want this picture done, download, right? Change out this address, right? Oh, that's something else I can change. I'm going to click this, the address, come to the listing details under the KWLS tab. Here's the address. I can just replace it. Now it's got the address in there without me typing it, right?
Very
So,
cool.
yeah.
You know, one of the things I discovered the hard way, or discovered in this new thing, because this was my first listing putting in, was exactly what you said. I remember I asked the man who made the professional pictures of the house,
Mhm.
Was he going to send them to me in the right size? Now you can appreciate me asking that question.
Mhm.
And then I also asked my niece, which was in the business, whatever. Well, she said, well, I just make pictures on my phone and it just brings them in. Well, see, that was the whole point. We didn't, it resized them in midair someplace. And so when you said that it had improved so much that you didn't have to go to all these places to pull it in and get the right size picture, because if we didn't have the right size picture, it wasn't going to do anything.
Yep.
And so this was my first time of using something that it didn't matter what size my picture was, it made it right.
Exactly.
And boy, for somebody like me that doesn't know very much, that was like a saving. I couldn't even believe what they were telling me. I was sure that they were going to be wrong, right? But they weren't wrong, you know. So that
Well,
was
good.
great. I can see how this right here is a great marketing tool.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, whatever you're doing, whether you're, because we used to, where I was, we used to do a lot of videos, personal videos when we were out, you know, marketing on ourselves, ways that you could create, you know, if you wanted to go around to 5 golf courses and just make pictures of the entrance and become, you know, whatever, or
Yeah, sure.
we did a lot. We were really big on doing videos, but I wasn't necessarily the one that was doing a lot of it, but I certainly did more. We did them before the open houses, during the open houses, after the open houses, constantly on Facebook, that kind of stuff, because that was believed in and where the
Yeah.
team I was on. But you know, when you're on a
100%.
team, you don't do as much sometimes for yourself, and you lose this whole process.
Mhm.
So it really can do a lot for us who, and I'm just like everybody else, I'm new here. I'm having to figure out what I'm going to do
Yeah.
to create business for myself. And I haven't
Absolutely.
doing a good job of
So I'm
it.
going to show you guys one more thing here that you can do with this, because this is a picture, right? We can download it. It's a picture, post it wherever. right?
Mhm.
However, we're on the subject of video. What catches more attention, a still picture or a moving video? What's our
Moving video.
intention on social media? To stop the
video.
scroll, stop people from scrolling because they see something. So watch what else we can do. We can animate this. We can have it scrapbook in. We can have it rotate in. Whatever we want, right?
Mhm.
And then I can come up here and download this as a video and post it on Facebook. So then it's moving, which
Mhm.
catches people's attention, which gets people to stop scrolling, usually a little bit quicker than a standstill photo.
Mhm.
Okay. So you can see it's preparing my download in the upper corner. We'll let it finish. And then you can just take that file and upload it to Facebook or Instagram or wherever, TikTok, whatever. Cool.
Yes.
I love that animation. Awesome, guys. This is great. So any questions on social posts? Essentially, they're all done the same. It doesn't matter if it's coming soon or under contract. They're all edited the same, right? You have all the same functionality. You can attach it to the KWLS. If it's coming soon and it's not in the KWLS yet, because if it's not in the MLS, it's not in the KWLS, one. Number two, and I can't speak to Triangle MLS because I'm not a member. Triad MLS. Coming soon listings do not syndicate to other websites. You have to wait for it to actually activate before it syndicates. Okay. So that being said, if it's in coming soon status in the MLS, it's not going to show up here. Okay. But then if it's your listing, you already have those photographer pictures, then you can come to images, click add, and just upload them from your computer where you had previously saved them. Does that make sense? So if it's coming soon, you won't be able to grab it out of the KWLS. You'll just need to upload a picture that your photographer gave you. Good deal? Awesome. All right, so let's jump back. We are going to look at our holiday social designs real quick because these are really easy, fun. Think about what we're trying to do with our social media presence. 80% of it should be personal and fun, and 20% of it should be business. If you spew out like a used car salesman, hey, I'm Monica. I help people buy, sell, and invest in real estate. Look what I listed. Look at what I sold. Da, 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 da. I'm so awesome. People are going to turn you off. They're just going to tune you out and turn you off or block you because that's boring. Nobody wants to hear all that. You post what's fun about you. Me and the kids are at the pool. Me and the kids are at a basketball tournament. Me and the dogs are at the park. Oh, look at this open house I'm doing this weekend. Me and the kids are going swimming. Me and my family are doing this. Look at what I ate for lunch. Oh, I've got, a house under contract, right? So it should be, you still have to kick those reminders. Obviously, you're going to post about your business, but you also have to post about the light stuff or people will get bored and turn you off. Okay. So holidays are an easy way to do that. And KW has made it really easy for us. Now we have a holidays tab. Okay. We can drop it down. They broke it down for us by month. Okay. So I'm going to challenge you guys. It is now the 26th of May. We're going to look at campaigns after the break. You can schedule out campaigns well in advance. I'm going to challenge you to get 3 holiday social posts done in designs and scheduled in Facebook for the month of June and July. Okay. So I'm going to click on June because that's what we've got upcoming. What do we got going in June? We've got Pride Month. We've got Juneteenth. We've got Father's Day. We've got the first day of summer, right? The summer solstice, whichever way you want to look at it. You can keep scrolling. You got to keep scrolling, even though you got some more stuff down here that you can post. In July, we have 4th of July, obviously. Happy Canada Day, eh? So if you're Canadian, it's right there for you, right? So we have all kinds of stuff in here. We've even got stuff in all the months. So whatever you need, I didn't even know that this was mental health month. Probably I was not the poster child for that this month. I've been all over the place. But nonetheless, you can see all of the holidays that are coming up in the different months, right? August is that off month where we don't have very much happening. But get some stuff going, right? We've got Memorial Day. That could be your first post. Happy Memorial Day. Okay. And I love this. They took out it's labor, scratched it out and said it's relaxation day. I thought that was cute. Then you're going to have the first day of fall and all that stuff coming up in September. So go through here and look at some of the holiday posts. These are easy designs to customize. And it's easy to schedule them to go out, right? I usually like to post my holiday designs. Well, for happy holidays, I do it real early. But for like the 4th of July, I am not looking at Facebook on the 4th of July. I'm looking at fireworks, the swimming pool, and a hamburger, right? So post it a couple of days before, right? Not on the day. Unless it's something like Happy New Year's, then yes. But you know, you get my point. Kind of pick the holiday. But you can schedule it to go out, then you don't have to think about it. The more that you schedule, the more that you automate, the less you got to stress yourself out about all the little nitpicky stuff that we have to do as real estate agents. Right?
What time are the hamburgers gonna be ready, July 4th?
Hey, I'll tell you what, y'all are welcome. If I can ever get in
Don't
my
tempt us.
pool. Well, actually on the 4th of July, I'm not gonna lie, I won't be here. I'll be at baseball. Where will I be? In Georgia? I think we'll be in Georgia for baseball. I was really set. My whole second half of June and the whole month of July gone. I'm gone every single weekend those months. It's making me sad. So I'll have to just swim after work. I'm going to give up cleaning and take on swimming after work. That's what I'm going to do for the month of June and July. Okay. So we have all kinds of stuff in here, y'all. We have business basics, business cards, email signatures like mine, right? We have all that kind of different stuff. This is my email signature. This one's red. It's way too much red for this girl. So what I did was clicked it. It's loading. We'll give her time. It's hard to keep up with me. I get it. It's just being really slow.
Monica, I was gonna say as a tangent about the holidays, I saw it had the Happy Eid. That's the one Muslim holiday every year, but
Yep.
it also changes every year. It's not on the same day.
Gotcha. Well, there you go. I'll just have, but again, though, you're going to know what day it's on, so you can schedule it for that day, that year, right?
No, I have no clue what day it's on.
Google it. It's fine. This thing is being weird. It's just being really slow. My apologies. I hate it when stuff is slow. I don't have time for slowness. We'll let it reload. Patience. For anybody who knows Candy in the Winston-Salem Market Center, she is the team leader now. She used to be the Market Center administrator, the MCA, when I was the director of agent services. And I'm super high strung and super energetic and all the time. And Candy's real sweet and calm. And so we work together every day. And she was like the yin to my yang. So every time that I'm getting like frustrated, I'm like, think of Candy. Think of Candy. She always tells me to give people grace. And I'm like, girl, that is not easy for me. It's not easy. But
Well,
she helped
we
me.
think you do a pretty good job of that. You put up with us.
But normally when I click on this, I think my internet's just really boggy today. You can change the color. So if you see my emails, you know, that's that dark teal. I just want it to work so that I can show you. There we go. Why are you being like this to me? I don't want opacity. I want to change the color. There. So you'll get one of these. Now, here's where your assets come into play as far as color goes. I can click right here and drop down library colors, and there's my palettes that I'd set up, remember? So I have
Yeah.
my main palette, my summer palette, my Duke basketball rules palette. So there you go.
So click on that one for the main and change it. So let's see what it looks like.
Right, I can change it to any of my main color palette colors. Right,
Mhm. Oh, I see. You were doing, okay.
I was just
Okay.
doing that little thing because it's
Yeah,
being,
that one block, right?
but yeah, that's how you can use those. Cool deal. Okay, so we're having great conversations, but I want to keep us on track because we're lagging behind. So we've looked at social designs, we've looked at holiday designs. We're going to quickly look at a print design. I'm going to give you guys the choice since we are having great conversations. I'm not going to show you all three. I was going to show you a listing one-page design, like in a flyer for a house, the quarterly magazine, or a listing or a buyer presentation. They're all edited the same, but I'm just going to show you one. So would you rather see a listing flyer, the quarterly
Yes.
magazine, or the buyer or listing presentation?
Listing for me,
So the listing presentation or the listing flyer?
flyer, that's simple.
Anybody else? Listing flyer from Corey in the chat. No one else is voting. Okay. Okay, we're going with listing flyer. Okay, so we're back in designs. We're in templates. Okay. We're going to go to listings and we're going to go to for sale. And now look up here at the top. We have social wide, social square, social stories, door hangers, flyers, postcards, bifolds, trifolds, larger bifolds. So we're just going to go to the flyers. Okay. And I'm going to pick this one and click use. Okay. I'm going to come over to KWLS again after this finishes being slow to load. Tell me that address again, Gail.
4712 Weston Place.
And we're going to click select. Right, we went to KWLS again. So now I'm going to click the address and I can go to listing details and change it, but this one's just the street address. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to come up to my typewriter. This is one of those places where the replace button wouldn't work very well, right? So this is actually 4712. Weston type place. And what was it, like 575,
499.
499? Dang, good price. Big house. So now it's going to change it. I can leave it on featured listing, or I could change it to, you know, just listed open house, whatever, right? I'm going to click this background image. So now I've got my blue box around that image, and maybe I want to replace it with this one. And I can double click in here and I can move it and then click done. So now you're just seeing that in the background kind of. Interior pictures are trending right now. That's why they have those highlighted instead of the front exterior. So then I'm like, okay, I want to show the kitchen. I'm going to show this one because I like that stove. And I want to show the dining room. No, I like the stairs. I'm going to show the stairs. And for this one, I want to show this backyard. Okay, so I've switched my pictures. Now I've got my, this is one of those logos that's being just weird. Got my, ooh, this was a KW1 listing. So we'll use a KW1 logo. Replace it. And we're going to move that right there. Then here's her pretty picture. I need to replace it with my picture, right? So I can use whichever one of my pictures that I want. And it's being really slow. It's loading. If you see that red bar going across the top, so it doesn't want to let me click replace. I hate it when the internet bogs down when I'm doing stuff. It makes me really crazy. I'm just going to try to drag. You can drag and replace it sometimes. There. I like the recycle button because a lot of times I'll drop it in the wrong spot when I try to drag it. But here you go. So here's the agent name. So I'm going to highlight it. I can make this bigger so y'all can see it better. There we go. So I can go over to my text, to my assets. And I've got agent name there. And here's my name. So I can replace it. And here's that block of contact, right? I told you guys when I came in here and started looking, I was like, well, crap, it's all together instead of separate, and all my stuff is separate. So I made myself a little block of contact information. I have one that's just my contact. I can replace it. Yeah, I didn't do that. My internet being slow is messing me up. For real, for real. I'm going to come over here and you're going to work with me. Replace. It does not want to replace it today. It's normally working, you guys. I promise you. It's my internet, not this. But normally it will just replace that little box so that you don't have to retype it. And then you have download my app. There's your app code. I've come over here and find my app code, which is right there. And I click replace and it drops it. Right. So you get the point. I could just click this and click the typewriter and type it in. Same thing with beds, baths, and all that kind of stuff. And so this is where like the MLS comments would go. So I can go back to my KWLS thing. It's also being funny because I made it huge for y'all to see it, and go to my listing details. And it's got somewhere, I'm looking, get rid of that download bar. There. So I can replace that with my MLS comments. I didn't have to type them. I just put them in. Done. Right.
What if you wanted, hopefully we have time to ask this real quick. What if you wanted to take that same page there and that was on the front, but on the back you wanted to put, like for instance, I had a whole page of and I don't know if it's here, but I had a whole page in my documents that showed the various things that have been updated on the house. So
Sure.
it was like a whole page. Maybe I wanted to put that on the back. Is that possible in this?
I mean, you would just download this as a PDF, Gail, and then like put them together, you know,
Oh, I see.
and print them back to
Okay,
back.
okay. When I get to that
'Cause you
part,
can
I'll
just
call.
download this as a PDF. PDF for printing. Anytime that I'm downloading PDF, I always say include the bleed, and then I download it,
Mhm,
and you can just print them out from there.
I see.
Good.
I got you. You're saying in printing, I can put it on the back.
Yeah, because I mean,
I see.
it's just a document, just like any
Right,
other
right, okay.
document.
I wasn't thinking right. I knew you'd get me back on the right thinking trail here.
No problem. So the branded magazine, the listing presentation, the buyer presentation, they are all in here. They all edit the same as this one page document edits, right?
Mhm.
I'm going to open, I do want to show you one thing real quick. If the internet would work with me. I want to show you a multiple page document. We're not going to edit it because it edits just the same. I just want to show you what it looks like. I'm just going to grab this one. This was the Key One magazine, and that's only because I want to show you a multiple page document. Obviously, you just edit the multiple pages, right? So this one has 20 pages. I've already edited them, so we're just going to pretend like that's done. I can share this. We looked at sharing, right?
Right.
I could print this out and hand it to somebody. Here's your magazine. Yes. And I can also, if I'm clicking share and I'm only sharing this design, that's just this page. If I
Right.
change it to the project, it's multiple pages. and it's got a website link, and I can copy that link and I can go on Facebook and say, here's my quarterly magazine, enjoy. And I can have a picture, and then I can have that link with it. And when they go to the link, they can just scroll through the magazine and read it,
That's wonderful.
right?
Yes, wonderful.
Just make sure when you share it this way that you share the project, because if you
Gotcha.
only share the design, it's only one page.
Right.
You could do the same thing with the listing flyer, right?
Mhm.
But if it's more than one page, just always make sure you choose the project and then you copy the link, and then you can share it in an email or a text or a Facebook post or whatever, right? Good deal.
Yes.
Last thing for designs is I want you to see where the designs emails come into play. So when we were looking at smart plans on Monday, I showed you guys how to add a design email to the smart plan. Well, I want to show you where to design emails to, because remember, everything works together, right? So even though we're designing the emails in designs, we're not sending them through designs, we're just making them in designs. Does that make sense? And so if you're just going to use a KWRI made design, super easy, you don't have to edit it, it's already done, then you can just do it straight from smart plans or straight from campaigns. But if you wanted to like personalize it, first of all, you have to come out of WeBrand, because it's two separate things, right? So we got to get back to this point where we still see our command apps, we are in designs, and we're going to come to the create design button, and we're going to choose email this time. You're going to see it looks a little bit different. Okay. So these are the KW templates. We have 72. So they have ready-made ones like classic refinancing, classic tax day, right? We don't have to edit these. They're just already pre-made for us. We've got some really pretty ones. We've got one for a home anniversary. We've got some luxury stuff, right? We keep sliding through on all of the ones that we have. Classic for sale, classic just sold, classic open house. So again, all those touches you can get for one specific listing, right? Work with me buyer, work with me seller. But I want to show you when you do one that is actually, we're going to use this just sold one and click next. And I'm going to borrow this Regency Drive listing again, 2842 Regency Drive. All right. So just sold for however much in this many days, right? So I'm going to click this picture. Okay. I'm going to click the pin. I'm going to replace the image. And I need to grab a listing image from 2842 Regency Drive. This, I'm not going to lie, it does need a little bit of updating, but the finished product of the email does look good. I will give it that. So I'm going to grab these listing images. I have to hit view. I'm just going to like have a complete and total come apart if it doesn't speed up. Please. It always wants to give me grief. I think it's because I'm taking so much bandwidth with the video from Zoom, but I'm like, I've got the fastest internet, so it shouldn't be a problem. I mean, I'm supposed to have the fastest internet. It's not living up to the hype today. Nonetheless, you would be able to pull in the listings just the same way you did from the KWLS and replace them. But since it's being done, we're just going to like grab images of a different house that I already have got, like this one, and click replace and click done. So then you could put 3 pictures of it, you know, edit the address, edit the price, blah, 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 and do all that stuff. Now we talked about the video. I have that video, right, that I've saved for myself. And maybe my video is, hey guys, I just wanted to let you know that this one, you know, you just missed it, blah, blah, blah. It sold for this much, blah, blah, blah. And call me for all of your real estate needs. So now over on the right, I have this video widget. just like when we were looking at our website yesterday. I can bring it over and drop it, and then I can click on it, and then I can click the pin, and then I can get my video from YouTube and paste it here, right? And then I'll be done with that. So the videos that we added to assets don't show up in emails. That's why I wanted to make sure that I showed it to you. You would still have to get that video. It would, for an email campaign, have to be on YouTube and have a URL, or in your Google Drive and have a URL. So if you don't know how that works, I wanted to make sure to show it to you because I love a good video in an email. I want to show you how it works. Okay, so I'm just going to take like BootCamp or something. Hold on one sec. And grab any old video from somewhere. All right, so since it's in Google Drive, it does in fact have a link, right? This is just a property video from somebody. So if I share this video from my Google Drive, I want to make sure that the link is set to anyone with the link can view. I'm going to copy the link, and then I can come back here and I can enter the video URL. Okay, so then when they click on it, it's going to bring them and open this video. Okay, that's how that would work in an email. So you could bring it in from YouTube, or you could bring it in from like Google Drive. Dropbox has URLs too. You just have to make sure that when you share them, they have it set to anyone can view, or else you're going to get 500 emails that say that somebody's requesting access. Does that make sense? So I wanted to make sure that I showed you guys that since we were on the video chat earlier. Okay. All this other stuff that's got the asterisks and all that is done. If I go to options preview, it's already there. So just remember, you don't have to edit that stuff. It's filling in from your marketing profile that we talked about the other day. So your video would be there, your pictures would be there, your, property information would be there, and then all your stuff fills in for you at the bottom. So don't worry about, somebody was like, but none of my stuff, I can't edit any of this. You don't have to. It's filling in for you. Any questions on that? All right. Are we okay with not taking a break? Is there an option for QR codes to be included as well? I mean, you would have, we don't have a QR code creator in here, Ian, but you can do free R code. I can't talk. You can do free QR code generation on the internet, have that QR code and just enter it as an image in here. Okay. Okay, cool. Any other questions? You're welcome.
Let's keep going.
Okay,
No
cool.
word.
Cool. All right, so we're going to move into campaigns. We didn't make our postcard, but that's okay. I've got one saved. The most important thing when you're making a postcard, okay, in designs, if you're going to send it out through campaigns, which we're about to see in a minute, you have to download it a specific way. You have to download it. Remember when I downloaded my PDF for the listing, I used manual bleed. And you have to make sure it's 0.125, which is where it defaults. But you have to make sure when you download the postcard that manual bleed is turned on, or it will not be the correct size to put into designs. Okay, so that's the only note you need to know about when we were going to make a postcard. I have postcards made that we can already use. Okay, all right, so we are going to go into campaigns. So campaigns, all things marketing. That's why it's a megaphone. We're shouting out our business, our company, our culture, what we believe out to the masses. Okay, so when we get into campaigns, you're going to see your dashboard here. From your dashboard, you can see the number of dollars you have spent in Facebook ads if you're running them, or Instagram ads, past 30 days, year to date, and in the past 12 months. How many leads came from it? Let me change this because I've only run one ad. but I got 18 leads. I spent $24.98 on one campaign. It shows you where it ran and how much engagement I got. Okay. So that's how this works. This little performance box. That's for running the paid ads. Okay. It'll show you how many leads you have gotten from that stuff to hit the goal that you have for the year. And look, it says I need 13,081 leads this year. That's because 50 to 1, right? And I said I wanted to make $50,000 when I set my goals up, but I only do referrals. So in order to do that many referrals, you would have to get a lot of leads to actually get them to convert to make you that much money. So just so you guys know. Over here, it's going to show you your connected accounts. So I have my personal Facebook connected, but I have to have my business page set up on Facebook in order to be able to connect it and run paid ads or do free social posts. Okay, you have to have a business page in order to run paid ads or do free social posts. Any questions on that? What exactly is engagement? So engagement, Corey, is just going to show you from the ads that you have run, how many likes, comments, and shares have you gotten. Okay. So from what you're posting, how much engagement are you getting? And you can look at that between both. Okay. Both Facebook and Instagram, but that's paid post only, not regular post. Good question. Good. The next thing you're going to see down here is quick posts. These are free social posts that are already pre-written for you that you don't have to do anything to, and they go directly to your Facebook business page. Okay. If it's free, it's for me, right? If you look on my website that I've built for you guys, okay, it's got my recommended reading at the bottom. We're going to go slow. Profit first, right? Lead with revenue. So social media posting is free. So do it. Right? So now we have these quick posts. So hopefully KWRI is supposed to be getting us more quick posts, right? I've posted almost every quick post that we have, but they're going to give us more content. So if providing people great mortgage rates was a competitive sport, Keller Mortgage's trophy case would be full, right? So all I have to do to post this is click this forward arrow and it's done. The text is written, the picture's there. My Facebook was already connected. I can schedule it to go out later. I can publish it immediately and I click publish and I'm done. I didn't have to type. I didn't have to change the picture. I didn't have to do anything.
You commented right there, that first statement about, does it automatically pick up our information, or were we supposed to have already had it in somewhere else so it would pick it up?
So connecting your Facebook is in settings, Gail.
Oh, okay, settings.
And so if Scott Leroy Marketing did, well, I know he didn't do yours probably. But any new people in here, check to make sure. So Facebook post scheduling is the free posts. That means you're connected to do free posts to your business page. Okay. Further down, there's another connection. This is for the paid ads. So you have to have two connections in order to do a paid ad.
Okay, so I need to go back and check that and see what it says.
And if it's not connected, you hit connect, it's gonna, because it's your computer, it's gonna know your Facebook login, you're gonna hit confirm, then you're gonna move down to the second one and hit connect that one, and it's gonna just say, is this the right one? And you say yes, and it does it. Good?
Okay.
Great questions. Okay. Meantime, I hit that quick post, right? Watch what happened.
I hope it's on Facebook.
It is. Here's my business page. And there it is. Right? So I get a lot of questions all the time about, well, that's great that I can post my business page. Nobody ever looks at my business page. They only look at my personal page. So I get it, right? I have 2,500 Facebook friends and I have like 100 people that like this old business page of mine, right? Much different size of audience, okay? But anything that I'm posting that is business related, open house, just listed, just sold, is going to go to my business page. And then when I get to my business page to see this post, I'm going to come up here in the upper right corner and switch. I'm now interacting with Facebook as myself, the person, instead of myself, the business. I can share my own business post out to all of my 2,500 friends. Okay.
Share
Share it now with friends. So that's doing two things. It's getting whatever you posted more exposure because now more people can see it. Vice versa, the people who are now seeing it, if they click on it, it's going to bring them back to your business page. And the hope is that while they're interacting with your business page, you're going to like it, right? Because you see it whenever you go to somebody's business page, it says, do you want to like it? And you're like, yeah, I want to like it. So you click it. Then that pushes your business page higher up in the Facebook algorithm. Okay.
I think when we put mine together, we eliminated the personal page, didn't we? And went to business.
We didn't
And that's-
eliminate, you don't ever eliminate the personal page, Gail. What
Okay.
you had two accounts,
I
two
see.
separate
Okay.
accounts.
So now we have
So-
one. Okay.
You have your personal account, guys, right? Which is me, Monica Perry. I logged into Facebook. I created an account in 2008 and started posting pictures and stuff. And then when business pages came out, I created a business page, but I'm still logged into Facebook as me. I'm just creating a business page that's attached to my
Gotcha.
Facebook account.
Okay.
Good?
Right.
All right, good deal. So that's those quick posts. They're super cool. I'm going to show you one more. I know that neighborhoods, we've had this conversation, are not always my favorite because they don't exactly always come across exactly like they should. And I'm going to give you a little secret. Nothing on something that rhymes with pillow is ever accurate. So I wouldn't stress out about it. Don't sweat the small stuff. Just get stuff posted. These neighborhood videos, what's our intention on social media? To stop the scroll, right? And we've already discussed that video stops people from scrolling easier than still pictures. So these neighborhood videos in our quick post, I'm going to hit the arrow. I'm going to pick a neighborhood that I know works. I'm going to do Buena Vista. Yes, it's Buena Vista. Don't correct me. I know that it shouldn't be, but it is when you're in Winston-Salem. When you're in California, you can call it Buena Vista. All right, so I need Buena Vista. See, I just said it wrong for here. If you ever want to sell a house in there, it's Buena Vista. I'll tell you that. All right, so I'm going to pick it. You see my little green check. I'm going to click next. Okay, if for all those high Cs that want their details exactly correct, you can go into MLS and you can search Buena Vista and you can find all the numbers and make sure that all this looks right. I'm a person of speed, looks good enough for me. It gives them some information. It's already got my information and I'm going to click next because I'm trying to get it done quick. And all I'm trying to do is grab engagement, right? That's all I'm wanting is someone to ask me a question. Okay. We're going to let this load. I'm going to play it. Gives people,
Now, I'm sorry, I was just gonna ask you, if I wanted to use this one and paste it to Facebook, then I could take my listing that I had and mark it as sold, right? Or just use that as a neighborhood and send it out.
yeah, this is just for the neighborhood.
Right, I got
This is just something quick to do. If you're like, I
Yes.
don't know what to post today, pick a neighborhood and post the quick video.
I see.
Okay,
Yes.
awesome. So that's quick post, right? And under social post, I'm going to take you back in here real quick. You can see the calendar. You can see that one I just posted. This is also where you can schedule post. So when I told you guys go get at least 3 holidays,
Mm-hmm.
you got the picture, you made it in designs, right? We're going to pretend like you've already done that. We've got the picture, we've made it in designs. I'm going to click create campaign. We're going to pick social post, which is the free post. And we are going to say, happy Memorial Day, right? And whatever, I hope you and your family enjoy blah, 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 right? So I can now browse my designs library for that design I made for Memorial Day. And there it is. And I'm adding that picture. It's going to be slow because the internet's just going to be slow for us today. And I'm going to accept it. And now we're going to, square is right? This is the square, that is the square crop. So that looks good. I'm going to click crop. And now I can say, okay, I want to schedule this post to go out on either Sunday or Monday, whatever day you decide. And I can even pick the time that I want it to go out. And then I can schedule it. And then that day at that time, this post is going to post to my business page, right? I could do this for Christmas already. I could do this for New Year's next year. You can schedule these kind of things out. Everything else, and I, like I said, I was at that class with Rachel Adams-Lee the other day. She says she doesn't schedule her post. She thinks about what she's going to post. And then she posts them on that day because she says it actually makes the Facebook algorithm better. I don't know that from experience, but she sounded very experienced in it. So as far as like, she said specifically stories about my clients, like congratulations to my clients just closed, blah, 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 blah. I plan it out ahead of time, but I post it that day because it makes it do better in the algorithm. She also, I get this, asked this a lot. Well, can I just connect Facebook and Instagram? So when I post it here, it posts here. You can, yes. And she made it very clear that it's better to post it on each individual platform because it will make you push higher in the results. They want you actually interacting. And the more that you try to automate it, the farther it's going to push you down.
Okay, makes sense.
So just so you know, I'd never heard that tip. But as far as holidays go, I think you're good, right? Because the people that are engaging with your page, it's not really meant to like spark a bunch of engagement. It's meant to like wish them a happy Memorial Day. Does that make sense?
It's only when we go into paid ads that we could choose we can choose areas if we wanted them to go. Like if we know that there's a lot of people,
correct.
We can choose a state, we can choose a part of that state.
That's correct, Dale.
For instance, if we know the area is drawing a lot of people from that state, so that paid aid would show, like that house that I had picked out, sold in one day, talked about that neighborhood, that paid ad could go into those particular parts.
100% yes.
Right, but it has to be paid. That's not a free ad.
That's not a social media post thing, no.
Exactly. Okay.
Okay. So this is an example of how you could create your own, and you could create your own for anything. It can be for a holiday. Wendy Taylor in Winston-Salem, I know she has like a schedule. I think it's Motivational Monday, a hump day recipe every Wednesday, and then every Friday is Funny Friday. Like that's just her regularly scheduled posts. And then all the other stuff that happens when it happens gets posted when it happens, right? So just kind of put some thought process behind it. the consistency is key thing is a resounding all the way across everything you do in real estate. Consistent lead generation, consistent messaging, consistent branding, consistent social media posting. Like that's always, consistency is key, and it's no different here. Right? If you post really, really well for like 3 weeks and then you disappear for 6 months,
I forgot you.
it's not going to work. Okay. Any questions on that? Everybody good? So we looked at free social media posting, both quick post and making your own post, whatever that post may be. Now we're going to look at direct mail. So these would be postcards. Now you can go in designs and design your own postcard, and you can print them out and you can slap stamps on them and handwrite addresses on them and stick them in the mailbox. If you want to send them out through this system, then you're going to have to come to campaigns, and you're going to create campaign, and you're going to pick direct mail. You're going to give it a goal. What am I doing? I'm advertising a listing. And my brain keeps dying on me. Gail, what's that address again? I'm sorry.
4712 Weston Place.
All right, I'm copying it this time, so I don't have to keep asking you that. There we go. So I'm advertising a listing. I'm going to click create campaign. So I could have designed a postcard for my listing or Gail's listing, right? And I can upload it here, or I can use these really, only my listings is selected right now. That's why I can't look it up. Obviously, if it was y'all's listing, it would show up here, but I have to borrow Gail's. So you can go and create it, or you can just come here and Oaklawn, Western Florida, Edwards, Long Beach, North.
It was at the top.
Was it?
It was at the first one on the top. No, right there. On the right, excuse me. On the right of the screen, 47. Oh, no, wait a minute.
That's not it.
No, you're right. I'm sorry.
What was it? Jamestown? Jamestown.
Yes, Jamestown.
Try it that way. It's like, hold on now. Oh, wait, it's on active. Yours is pending.
Right, yes.
There it is. I was like, wait a minute. So there you go, guys. Make sure you're checking the statuses there. So I'm just going to click select on Gail's listing.
Now somebody else's, yeah.
Right. And I'm going to go to content. And I'm just going to use their templates. They have a 4x6 compact. They have the default 6x9. They have the large template, and they have the large contemporary template. So I'm just going to stick with the default 6x9. Okay. In my overview, what is my goal? Advertise a listing, blah, 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 blah. Right. I could change that if I needed to. So that's there. I've picked my listing. Now I'm going to choose content. I'm using my default template. I've got my address. I've got my listing price. Now I can pick just listed, just sold, or coming soon. So I'm just going to say it's just sold for the purposes of this. Okay. I've only got 637 of 1,000 characters. So that's good. Get a lot of characters on that size postcard. Okay. And now when I go to listing photo, I can pick from here. This is not Keller Williams' fault. I'm going to throw it out there. When it is their fault, I do tell you. Try at MLS, which is powered by Matrix, okay? Which Matrix has got MLSs all over the country. For some reason, the syndication of their images make them low quality. And we have complained and we have asked, and it's not fixed yet, and hopefully it will get fixed. But that's why all these pictures have these exclamation points, because they're coming into us with low resolution for printing purposes. So obviously, if this is your listing, you have the photographer's pictures. So just upload the picture from your computer. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Just upload the picture from your computer so that you have it as high resolution as it needs to be. We're going to keep moving through and click save. I'm just going to say, yes, I'm using this low resolution image for the purposes of this. Obviously, you guys would have a good one, right? under Market Center, we've still not figured out why it doesn't pull in our state. It's just one of those things with the MLS, but we can put our state and our zip code in there. Then we're going to click verify. It's going to give us the 4 postal code extra thing right there. I've got check, 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 check all the way down. My postcard looks good. I'm all the way done down here. I'm going to go to targeting. I'm targeting around the address. I also have the ability to target my database. So if I was really, really good and I put all my addresses in like Monica told me to on Monday, then I can target my database and I can add contacts from my tags and say, hey, friends, look at what I just sold. So I can either target around the listing or I can target the people that I already know that I've added their addresses in, right? So that's one of the places that tags come into play, because I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to look through 1,500 contacts to pick out the ones that I want. So I could just pick the tag instead. I'll just grab a tag real quick that I know has multiple people in it. Just a lot of them. Keep going, keep going. We got it. There's my family tag. So maybe I just want to send it to my family, right? Or whoever, whatever tag that may be. Then I could just add those people. But I can also target the local targeting. Okay. Any questions on the targeting piece?
What is the local targeting? The neighborhood?
It's going to go around the address. You're going to see that in the next step.
Okay.
Okay. So the address is in there. So that's the middle point, right? So I'm going to save that. For the budget, I can choose, right? For 200 of the standard postcards with standard postage, 82 cents a piece for a total of $164. I could also upgrade this to first class and it's going to be $178. Okay.
That's not bad.
Ian was asking about QR codes. Ian, on postcards is one of the places, and that's why we've asked KW, we were like, look, we can do QR codes in the postcard, so just give us the ability to create QR codes, which will probably be coming. But I can turn on tracking, which is going to give it a QR code. And then we just have to give it a landing page. So remember I showed you guys that listing, how to make a listing landing page the other day? Then I can just have, that there. Okay. And so that's going to give me that QR code. It's going to show up on the back.
Oh, I see. I actually used another company instead of doing this. I don't even know how I got them. I guess through somewhere here.
Yeah.
But anyway, I used another company to send out postcards for myself on this particular listing that did go in the surrounding area of the neighborhood or whatever.
Yep.
Forgot who it was. I don't know.
So I'm going to hit save and we're going to go forward with 200 as our quantity so that we can see that targeting. Okay. So now my next step is to configure my targeting in the upper right corner. And I'm going to say, yes, I'm sure I want to create. It's now connecting to Real Mailers, who is powering our stuff. Okay. So now you're going to see that listing in the center of my map. And then there's my 200 addresses that are around that center point. Mm-hmm. I can come over here to the left and adjust. I only want to send to single family. I only want to send to, there we go. People with between 3 and 6 bedrooms. I only want to send to people with this much square footage, right? I only want to send to people with houses that were built in these years. I only want to, right? You can target what you're trying to send. You can also send one to yourself and it's going to go to your company's address. So if you don't work in your office, don't do that. I always like to send one to myself so I know that when it gets out and what it looks like when it does get out. And then you click next and you enter your credit card information and off they go.
And that includes everything.
3 business days.
I mean, that's a mailer, so that's including postage, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Creation, printing, postage, done. Good. Okay, so we're gonna go back a step because I want to show you guys the other way with direct mail very quickly. If you wanted to create any kind of postcard, maybe it's like, do you want to know how much your home is worth or whatever, right? And you made it in designs. Then when you come here and you go to content, instead of selecting one of their pre-made templates, you're going to upload your design. It's going to give you the parameters that have to be met. And again, make sure you know what size the one was that you made in designs. Make sure when you downloaded it that you use the manual bleed, which will default to 0.125 when you download it. You just have to click manual bleed, okay? And you're going to download the front and then you're going to download the back so that when you browse, you can find the correct one, okay? You want to pick in the front or the back. I don't know what I did with my postcards. Would have been in April. I don't know where they are. But anyway, that's how you would upload them, right? You would upload the front, you would upload the back. Just make absolute sure you download with that manual bleed, or when you get here, it's going to tell you it's the wrong size. And that's when people call me like, I can't get it to work. Got to have that manual bleed. Good. All right. That being said, I love these postcards. Okay. I love this program. It's really easy. Once you've done it, you figure it out and you're good to go. Don't forget about your local lenders. Now, I can't speak to every market, but I do know that here in Winston-Salem, Fairway Independent Mortgage Company, who are my bays, I love them. Zaina is their marketing person, and she is just out of this world. And they do all this for you. They will do coming soon, just listed, just sold, under contract in blah, blah, blah days for this much over asking price. They will, I think that they do set your clocks forward, set your clocks back. And I think that they also do like a 1 a month recipe card, if I'm not mistaken. And they split the cost in half with you. They do all the work, all the printing. You get a preview. They send it for you. The only thing is that you're on they have a lender on the postcard with you. But is it worth your time and money to save half? Instead of $200, you spent $100 and you didn't use your time.
Yes, yes, that's great.
So just make sure that you check out your resources. I'm not saying no shade on this. This is great. And the other cool thing about this, you can send just one postcard. So if you wanted to send somebody like a happy birthday postcard, a happy home anniversary postcard, you can just send one, right?
Mhm.
So that's really cool. And when it comes to like direct mail, it's got to be consistent, y'all. I know I keep saying consistency, but if you're trying to hit a market, like it's a lot of work to create coming soon, just listed, under contract, just sold, put them on, mail them, stamps, all that stuff, or just even doing it in here. If you could say, hey, Zaina, I put 123 Main Street on the market. Can you do me a postcard? And she's like, yep. And then by the end of the day, you have a proof. And then by the end of that next day, it's been mailed. I mean, you know, so
I have one question about what you were just saying.
Mhm.
Okay, so in this program we're in right now, for instance, if we have a customer, whether it's a buyer or let's just say it's a buyer in the situation,
Mhm.
And can we set up something that automatically sends them an anniversary card on that closing date?
no, you would
every year?
actually have to go in there and do it. You would have to go. You can't automatically do it. You would have to go in there
Okay.
and make it.
Okay, so you just have to make a note and then send them one. Okay.
Yeah, there is an anniversary smart plan that
Yes.
gives you a task that says to make sure you either send a card or bring a gift, right, on their home
Yes.
anniversary.
Yes.
So you could have that set to remind you to do this, to send them
Gotcha.
a postcard,
Okay. Okay.
but you would still have to come in and make the postcard.
Mhm.
Okay, everybody good? We're going to go to emails real quick. We've looked at sending designed emails through smart plans, but now we're going to look at sending designed emails through campaigns. So for campaigns, it is powered by MailJet, and we get 5,000 free emails a month. Now that is between both of our Smart Plan emails and our campaign emails. So those monthly neighborhood nurture emails, if you have those going to 1,000 people, that's 1,000 of your 5,000 emails in a month, right? If we send those offer comparisons that we talked about in Opportunities Day 2 on Tuesday, that would count as an email. If you send the client updates that we talked about in Opportunities on Tuesday, that would count as a MailJet email. So you get 5,000 free a month. So just be mindful of that. I know if you're newer, you're like, I'm not going to send 5,000 emails, but I will tell you, like Marilla Turkic from Greensboro, she was like, I only get 5,000 emails because she sends out that many, right? So you can pay to upgrade it, but you only get the first 5,000 for free in a month. Does that make sense? I like to make sure that I'm telling y'all straight. Okay, to send emails through campaigns, you have to have email lists set up. So when I'm here in my email, I'm under my emails tab in campaigns, I have email lists over here on the right. I can click and I can set up like, this is for my church. This is for my family. This is for my sphere of influence. This is for a neighborhood I'm farming, whatever it is, right? You can set up these different lists of emails that you want to go out. And I always just use my family one. They hate me. It's okay. As my test, right? I've got 10 people in command that are in my family that I send stuff to. They love it. They love it. Don't let them lie to you. But you have to have a list, okay? So same thing, we're going to create a campaign. We're going to pick email this time. What are we doing, right? This is May Boot Camp. And we're doing brand awareness. And we're using command mail, which is MailJet. If you were a MailChimp user in a previous life or existence and you love MailChimp and you're like, girl, I don't want to use command mail, I want to use MailChimp. You can connect MailChimp here. You're all good. Do you have to? No, because command mail is free. And if it's free, it's for me. So we're going to click create campaign and we're going to have this view here. Okay. So here's my reply to email address. So once I send this, if they answer, it's going to come back to monicaperry@kw.com. Now I need to pick that recipient list. If I've never created one, I do have the opportunity to do so here. Another spot where tags come in really handy. I don't want to go through 1,500 people. So hopefully I've been tagging my people and I know that everybody that's tagged with SOI are the people that I want to get this email. Then I can just search for that tag and that'll show me that list and then I can select all of those people. Okay. So that's how you would do that. I already have a list made, so I'm just going to pick my family. Okay. It's coming from my name, this address. I'm going to enter my subject. Happy Memorial Day. Okay. I always like to put emojis in my stuff. So I'm going to put like a hamburger in there. And I'm going to hit select. Apparently I want a hamburger somewhere in my subconscious. So now I'm selecting my template. So again, I have my own templates that I've made, right? And then we have those KWRI templates that we didn't have to make, that they're there. So any of these like classic healthy home, financial health, chill your bills, you don't have to do any editing unless you just want to do editing, right? But if you've created your own template, which I have made one for Memorial Day, I'm going to search for it. I'm going to grab it. Now I'm going to see a preview of my email. It was a very simple one. Okay. There it is. It looks good. Again, don't worry about the stuff with the asterisks. It's going to fill in for you. It's going to look like that. I'm hitting the preview. If you ever want to, you can send yourself a test email so you can see it. Okay. And I'm going to hit save and exit. So that saved that template into this email campaign. So you can see two different applets that are working together, right? we made the email and designs and we're pulling it into campaigns. So now I'm seeing a preview of my email on the right. All my stuff over here, I could change the design if I needed, but then I can send it out, right? It's going to 7 recipients, send. Okay, so now you can see this one's processing. This one for tax day was mailed. So you can see 10 sent, 10 delivered, 1 opened, 0 clicked, 0 unsubscribed, 1 didn't send, and 9 of them were not open. Yes, my teenagers and my 76-year-old father-in-law love getting these emails from me. None of them even check their email, but you know, and that's our guinea pig. So I'm sure he checked it too. But nonetheless, right, you can see how this works. You would be able to see who did open it. Like I can go to who did not open it. I can see who did open it, right? So there you go. I can go through and see all that stuff for my email campaigns. Okay, so we didn't get to paid Facebook ads. That's okay. I teach lots of classes on this because it's the most highly requested thing. It deserves its own time anyway. The one thing I will tell you before you ever run a Facebook ad, please, 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 please put a follow-up plan in place. If you don't want to use smart plans, fine. But whatever you're going to use, make sure it's in place. Because again, 50-to-1 conversion ratio on people that you don't know. 50-to-1 conversion ratio on internet leads as well. And they kind of fall right in line with each other. Okay. That means that for every 50 leads you get, probably 1 is going to convert into a piece of right now business. That does not mean the other 49 will never be business. It just means they're not business right now. So put those other 49 into some type of follow-up plan that doesn't stop for at least 30 days. There are Facebook smart plans in there. Go look them up. I'm teaching next. This is a weird time, this May 26th to June thing. I'm like, is that next week? I'm confused. Let's see, kwtriadtech.com. Don't forget your resources, guys. I built this website for you guys. I know it looks like a rainbow threw up, but I get asked a lot of questions. So I'm trying to give you guys all the answers for when I'm not available, right? Down here at the bottom is my calendar. So you can actually go in here, and this is called a team up calendar. You can download this calendar on your phone and link to my calendar. And then when you're like, okay, so I want to go to Monica's Facebook ad ideas on June 2nd. Then when you clicked it and opened it from the calendar on your phone or on your computer, if it open, thank you. You can actually click the share button and add it right to your phone's calendar. You can add it to your Google Calendar, an Outlook calendar, an Apple calendar. You can send it to yourself in an email. You can invite a friend, right? So check, don't discount these calendars. If you're in Winston-Salem and Greensboro, your market centers have a calendar like this too. So download that Team Up app because it makes it a lot easier. It looks really cool on your phone. You can click what you want to go to and add it to your calendar. We used to use a Google Calendar and we synced everyone's calendars to it, but then you guys saw every single class on your personal calendar. And nobody likes that because let me show you what either market center, it doesn't matter. Look at all that. You're not going to all that. I don't want y'all going to every class anyway. You don't need all this on your calendar. So download that Team Up calendar and then just pick what you're actually going to. Like, I want to go to this. So I'm going to share it. I'm going to put it on my Google Calendar. It's going to load. And I'm going to save it, and then it's going to be there, and it's going to have a link and all the stuff. Done. Okay. So make sure that you use your resources. But yes, I am teaching on Facebook ads on the 6th, and I believe the following Thursday, I'm teaching the next piece. So the first part is ideas of Facebook ads. You guys, we talked about that yesterday with using our website, some of the different things that we can do. And then the next time we're going to actually run through the whole process. We're going to look at a Facebook ad. A smart plan. We're going to edit it and customize it to the actual ad that we're running. And I'm going to make the ad go live, and any leads that I get, I'm just going to refer them to people. But I don't have time to go through all that with you guys today, but please, if you are interested in Facebook ads, come back and check it out. Okay. Obviously the videos are going to go up. Today's video is going to go up in about an hour-ish because it's got to convert. I hope that this was fun, right? A more fun day than like transactional stuff. And I hope that you guys can make it tomorrow. And if you can't, that's okay too. Tomorrow, we're going to look at referrals. We're going to look at all the other stuff that we didn't look at: referrals, reports, tasks. We'll go into the app, the command app, a little bit more tomorrow, and answer any questions that you guys have. It will not take the whole 2 hours. I can promise that. Any questions before we go?
Oh, yes, there is.
Go ahead, go.
I have one. When you were doing the, let me see, when you were doing the, say a Facebook ad, all right, a Facebook ad, and let's just say you wanted to target, like I wanted to target Jamestown. So I have a zip code. Okay, so I have a zip code for Jamestown. Can you target that way without having to have individual?
You just look up the city when you're doing the Facebook ad, Gail.
Yes.
When you're down to that place, if you picked a listing, it's automatically going to show up in the spot where the city of the listing is. If it wasn't a listing specific ad, you have the option to put Winston-Salem in the box. And then you can go to a 15-mile radius around it is the smallest radius, but you can go all the way up from there.
Now I always, and this would come up on a Facebook ad, or would this be mailers? Are you saying?
No, when you asked me about a Facebook ad.
Yes, Facebook
running
ad.
a
Right.
Facebook ad, when you get to that point in the ad,
Yes.
if it was your listing and you're already working in that, you put that it was for a listing, it's going to put the city of that listing in there. And the smallest radius around it that you can choose in a Facebook ad is 15 miles.
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot.
That's the smallest radius.
Okay, but it goes to that many people. Okay.
And
All
then
right. I
you
was just
go
thinking
up
about it being a way to reach lots of people, you know.
Yeah.
And whether it was, I guess the same thing is if you didn't send it to individuals, but you wanted to send like a happy Memorial Day, you know, email, right? You could do the same thing, correct? You're just creating instead of a listing, you're creating something that's talking about the Memorial Day.
Are you talking about like in an email?
Yes, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah. That was what we were looking at, was that Memorial.
Okay, all right. I'm getting overloaded now.
I know you are. I know you are, honey. Just take it one step at a time. I'm always here to answer your questions. Don't worry. So if you want to try something specific, just come to me.
You know, just trying to backtrack again, I guess, out of all of it.
You're good. You're good. Don't worry about it. Any other questions? You're welcome, Meanie. Any other questions, guys? We all good? All right. If you're watching us on YouTube, thanks. I'll put resources down in the YouTube box, and let me share those resources with you guys real quick. I haven't actually put any links, but I did put what we covered. And don't forget that you can just go to agent.kw.com and you can look this stuff up, just like it's Google, and it will give us lots of, you're welcome, Ian. It'll give you lots of articles, help articles on that. All right, loves. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.